The time to talk is over, ladies and gentlemen. Inflation is here. I'm going to show you why, I'm going to prove it to you, and I'm going to show you how to protect yourselves. It's almost too late, but it's not, and I'm going to tell you how. Let's get into it.
One stacker on a journey to find silver. International Stacker.
Hey guys, International Stacker. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to it, I literally travel the world working in emergency management, going to different countries doing work with disasters. And while I do that, I buy silver and gold around the world. And today I'm coming to you from the United States. I've been in the United States during the whole hashtag beer flu. I don't dare say the real word of what's going on because YouTube likes to censor. So please, please, please subscribe. 60% of you watching my videos aren't subscribed. Please subscribe, smash the like button, help me beat the YouTube censorship, and maybe one day I can say real words. But right now I'm just going to jump right into it. Oh, and first, big shout out to the Coldest Water Company. They sent me this for free. There's a link in the description below where you can win one, and also a link where you can check them out. They're a pretty cool company, and they're sponsoring this video, and I get a kickback for anything that's sold. So let me take a sip. Oh, wow, that is cold water. So let's get right into it. Now, in my last video, some of you very observant viewers did point out to me that this was excluding gold. Yes, I printed the wrong charts, but I'm going to work it into my talk today and show you the actual charts I intended to show. But what this shows you is total reserves excluding gold for the United States. It's increasing. So after 2008, and again here in 2019 to 2020. And this is the one I showed for China that shows a similar thing. But this is what I actually intended to show. Dang it, IS, you idiot, you big dum-dum. I did an oopsie, guys. All right, so what is this? So this is since quarter one of 2000 to quarter one of 20. And what this is showing is the additions of gold to central banks. So here's all the different countries that are in this chart, right? US is in the one below. And this shows you their gold reserves as of, Q4 of 2020. So China's at 1,900 tons. UK, what are you doing? 310 tons, slacking. India, 676. Japan, 765. Mexico. So what's the important thing of this chart? That central banks are continuing to add, some more dramatically than others. If gold and silver are a relic, if they're not going to protect you, if the future's cryptocurrency, how come central banks, you know, the ones pulling the levers behind the curtains, are adding? And this is only public information. I guarantee you the picture looks a lot different behind the curtains. And like, look at here. The reason I left the U.S. off the top one is with the U.S., supposedly it just stays constant and it smashes everything else down because of the numbers. But supposedly the U.S. we're sitting on like, what is it? Where is the U.S.? 8,100 tons. I mean, do you believe it, folks? Is there really gold? Is there really gold in Fort Knox? So just as I'm saying that these numbers are probably manipulated and not showing how much countries, especially China, are really stacking, so to say, but also too, maybe it's covering up countries that maybe don't quite have all that gold. I mean, they could. I've never seen it. If anyone's watching right now from Fort Knox, please invite me. All right. I want to show you supply and demand. So this is the supply and demand on gold. Now, I predominantly stack silver, guys, but I'm showing you data for gold. Gold and silver markets usually move somewhat in tandem. Silver's a lot more volatile than gold. And to me, silver has a lot more suppressed momentum. So if things are looking for the gold market, things are looking even better for the silver market, in my opinion. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor. My disclaimer's in the description below. But this shows you the different demand buckets. So jewelry, tech, investment, central banks. And this is the spot price of gold since 2010 to 2021. So you'll see here, central banks were really low. And even investment was okay. But central banks have continually increased their stacking of gold. We're here into 2021. It doesn't surprise me that central bank stacking gold has slowed a little bit. Just because countries are not sure they weren't sure what was going on in the beginning of the the beer flu, get it, corona, and then virus. Countries have added literally trillions to their debts, their deficits. So it doesn't surprise me that stacking gold did slow down a little bit. But look at this gold spot price. 2008 was over here. Wow. So this just shows you the demand. Another important thing is mining is still occurring. So this is for the year 2020 as of June. And it shows you China has mined 383 tons. The U.S. has mined 200 tons. So this is all the places in the world that active gold mines are taking place. Some more gold and silver is being added to the market. Now, here's the important thing. I truly believe in the future that landfills are going to be mined. What? Landfills are going to be mined, and here's why. Pretty much all the gold ever mined is still above ground, with the exception of gold in people's teeth and some gold on some circuitry, etc. For the most part, it's above the ground in coin form, in bars and vaults, protected. Most silver mined is in landfills. It's been melted down, it's been disposed, it's in computers, it's in phones, it's in flat screen TVs, it's literally in missiles, strewn all over the place. Silver is the best conductor of electricity. So there's a lot of this, but there's a lot of this that's been redisposed and lost. Supply and demand? I don't know. All right. Inflation's here, folks. It's not a joke. This is just year to date. Look how much up lumber is. Look how much up coffee is. Speaking of coffee, let me take a little sip. No, I'm not sponsored by coffee. If a coffee company is watching me wants to sponsor me, I'll gladly take it. Coffee. Look at that raise. And this percentage is just like talking today. It's not talking over year to date. Aluminum, or as our friends in the UK say, aluminium. Look at that rise. Iron ore. Look at that rise. Copper. Look at that rise. And here's the thing with copper, guys. The current administration, whether you like them or not, this is not about politics. This is about us getting prepared for what is coming. And there's other ways to prepare I'm going to tell you about in a second. But copper, especially with the administration, if they really do plan to do a bunch of initiatives to improve and fix the infrastructure around the United States, you're going to need copper. You're going to need a lot of it. So that could be an opportunity. Corn. You guys, sorry, soybeans. Wheat. What I was about to say is, some of this for sure is inflation. I guarantee it. Some of this for sure is supply and demand. What happened during the beginning of COVID? A lot of fields, farming operations, factories, etc. shut down. Big disruptions in the supply chain. I believe that the effects from the close down and the shutdown that we had all around the world. Sorry, I sneezed. Oh no, I sneezed. There's a guy. All around the world is going to cause such huge disruption. People are not prepared. Do you think people in third world countries, different poorer countries around the world, are going to be able to eat? I think we're going to see massive food shortages coming. I think we're going to see prices continue to rise. As a matter of fact, in 2020, food jumped up 3.9% per the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. So you know it's worse than 3.9%. Beef and veal went up 25%. Ooh, the ghost bullet. What did I forget here? Eggs went up 12%. Pork, not my bacon, 11.8%. Poultry, 8%. Gas, 9.1%. I believe that was in March. Seafood prices up 18%. The LA Times. 50 of 52 categories tracked by the data provider are more expensive than a year ago. The only discount we have going on, guys, and this is for sure supply and demand, airline fares are down 27.2% from year over year, and car insurance is down 10%. Well, yeah, because people aren't flying because they couldn't, and people weren't going places, so they weren't getting in car accidents. But a big function of this is inflation. Also, another major portion of this is supply and demand due to disruption of operations around the world. Do you think it's easy just to turn on the spigot and get back Do you think it's easy for farms that maybe got set back to just, oh, let's just plant seeds, they'll grow in like five days, no problem. We'll be able to make it. What about the African continent? What about South America? These different parts of the world that are going to be so much more greatly affected than us. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying it's going to be SHTNF zombie apocalypse. I'm not saying that the Russians are going to invade like Red Dawn and I'm going to run to the hills yelling Wolverines. But if that happens, who's with me? Let me know in the comments below. What I'm saying is a downturn, a major economic issue is coming. It's cyclical and we are way overdue for one. There's no disputing that. And when it comes, the market's never been higher. There's never been so much fear in the market or around the world. It's never been in the middle of a global pandemic. It's never been when all monetary systems are literally interconnected on high-speed internet around the world at a single time. None of this has ever occurred before. We are in uncharted territories, and what you got to do is prepare yourself. Physical gold and silver, I believe, are going to help to preserve your wealth, preserve your buying power, and get you through this turbulence. This is what's going to get your wealth through to the other side when the US dollar is just inflating away. You ever seen a 100 trillion note from Zimbabwe? Their money got so inflated, their currency, I should say, they made notes that are 100 trillion of their currency. Are you kidding me? What's going to happen when you go to get eggs and all of a sudden they're 10 times the price, but your salary is the same? What's going to happen when people can't afford to buy food anymore because it's getting so expensive? They can't afford to get out. They start saving so people don't go to restaurants and shops and etc. What's going to happen to those shops? What's going to happen to those people that had those jobs? What's going to happen to everyone who gets evicted? Ladies and gentlemen, you need to protect yourself. And although I think gold and silver, and I'm not a financial advisor, is an opportunity for you to get your wealth and buying power through to the other side of this type of scenario, I also believe there's going to be huge opportunities to improve your social standing and build yourself wealth. More millionaires are made during times of crisis than normal times. I intend to be one of those, and I hope many of you intend to be one of those as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to prepare yourself. Even FEMA says you should have enough food and water to get yourself. It used to be 72 hours, and then they upped it to 3 weeks. You need to be able to last in place in your home. If there's a hurricane, you don't want to be like the people during Hurricane Katrina on the roof. Please help and feed us. The beginning of this pandemic, if it was an actual pandemic with a 20 or 30% kill rate and there's bodies in the streets, do you think you would want to run to the supermarket and buy food? Earthquake, you get cut off, the water pipes are broken, major thoroughfares are destroyed. This is my job, guys. I work in emergency management. I help countries, states, and large cities prepare across the world. I'm basically a professional prepper on a high level. And this stuff happens around the world every year. You need to be prepared. Emergency water, emergency food, gold and silver to get your wealth through the other time, and a way to protect yourself. Go to preparewithis.com. Cheapest deal on emergency food you're going to find on the internet. I get a kickback from it, so thank you for doing that and supporting me, but it's the best deal you're going to find. It's good for 25 years. You put it under your bed or in a closet. You forget about it. And should this happen or the next disaster happen in your backyard, you and your family are going to be safe. After that, water. Water you can pretty much store indefinitely. The only reason water goes bad is the container you're keeping it in. So if you're keeping it in plastic, make sure it's like a food grade plastic material. You want to keep it climate controlled, not in direct sunlight, et cetera, et cetera. And if you believe in the Second Amendment, just have a tool to protect your family and some of the seeds that go in that tool. I don't dare say the real name, guys. YouTube is a censoring machine now. It's nuts what they do to some of my videos. So please smash the like. Help support me. Prepare yourselves. And guess what? There are many people who thought that they would never, buy a... Are we calling them freedom seed dispensers? Is that what we're calling them, guys? Who would have never bought one of those, but in fact, they did. I know people on the left and the right who were never owners, and now they are because of everything that's going on. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So with that being said, and shout out to, I think, Ratstack in Hawaii made this for me. Thank you, Ratstack. With that being said, thank you for watching my video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I guess I'll say, catch you on the next one. Woo!
One stacker on a journey to find silver.